In this exercise video, I'm going to be showing you how to do heel raises on a step to get a bigger range of motion than doing it on the ground, and you can make it easier or harder by doing single leg or double leg. So I'll show you all those variations using a step. So I'm using a workout step here. You can use a Pilates step. You can use steps in your own house. Anything that has an elevation and is stable, so it's not going to fall over or slide as you're doing this exercise, because we're going to be kind of positioning ourselves on one edge. You also want to make sure that if you put your weight on one end, the other end doesn't tip up. So you want to make sure it's a really stable surface and is appropriate for this exercise. So I always prefer all these exercises to be done barefoot. So you want to remove your shoes and do it barefoot, and your socks is fine, or just bare feet on the ground. So roll up my pants so you can see my calves and ankles. What you're going to do is get yourself positioned on the edge of the step where the front half of your foot and like the ball of the foot is going to be on the back edge of the step. So the back half of your foot and the heel is going to be free floating. So get yourself in that position. You want your feet to be about hip width apart. And then we're going to get ourselves upright here. So a little stable surface to hold on to for a little bit of balance is totally fine. Otherwise, you can be a little bit too wobbly. So you can see the back half of my feet are both hanging off the edge of the step, and just the ball of my foot and the front half are on the step. From here, I'm going to keep the legs straight and keep my torso upright in tall posture. I'm going to slowly drop my heels down to the floor. This will be flexing the feet and the ankles. Oops, lost my balance. Get that stretch. Come all the way down until you feel a bit of a pull in that backside from your Achilles all the way up to the back of your calf. And then you're going to come up as high as you can onto both feet. Slow return back down to that stretch. Pause for just a moment, all the way up. And you want to go really slow and controlled with these heel raises, especially on that return back down to the starting position. So I'm doing these with the knees in a straight position. This gets a little higher in the gastroc muscle, up higher in the calf, but you can also do them bent. This will get a little bit lower target to the soleus muscle down here in the lower calf. So if we get our knees bent, we can do the same thing. Drop the heels down till you feel that stretch, and you should feel that stretch a little lower in the calf, and then come up onto my toes. And I'm keeping the knees bent in this position as I'm going up and down. The trick with this one is that as you're gonna go up, you don't want to be straightening out the knees. You want to keep those knees bent. And think about all this motion happening from the foot and ankle and not anywhere else in the body. So that's for the gastroc and the soleus muscle in the calf. Now we're showing you double leg here. I'll show you from the front side real quick so you can see both of those again. So knees straight, drop the heels down, up as high as you can go. Nice, slow and controlled there. Knees bent, up and down. Good. Showing you with double leg first is always the easiest way to start, build that foundation strength. And as that's getting easier, then you're going to make it harder by doing it single leg. So you can now just stand on one leg, same position of your foot, but the other leg is just going to be free floating here. And you can do those single leg heel raises with the knees straight, as well as the knee bend. Show you from the front side. Single leg, knee straight, single leg, knee bent. You can see it's much, much harder to do it on one leg versus two legs. If you are going to do two legs, you want to make sure you're always pushing equally and having equal weight through both legs, so you're not favoring one side over the other. So just be mindful of that, especially if you've got one side that's particularly weak. You want to make sure you're really keeping equal weight and equal force through both legs.